Hola, peoples. Oh, my hands are cold. Oh, they're so cold. I just finished with like a 3 hour long astrology training, and my head is like crazy. So much information, so much amazing information. But yeah, I need to do something that I love. I need to do something I love and enjoy, and that's doing readings, and that's doing our reading here. And so I figured I'd get on and do the reading that I normally do. Again, this is in honor of my friend Elisa of Elisa Soul Kisses. She has her events, her sales, and I try to be helpful as best as I can. I try to show up and do a reading for every sale, and I like to keep it a little different ever so often. And I'm there answering questions when I can, or just sharing different ways to work with crystals. I even provide formulations and just different magical tips. So definitely check out the her crystal sale in the group that I put in the description. Okay, so I hope everyone's doing well. Let me know how y'all are doing, and if you know anyone who might be interested in just co-creating with us today and doing a reading, feel free to tag them or invite them to be present with us. Well, hello, Melissa, Angel, and Joe. Welcome, welcome. In this reading, it's going to be the same way that we normally do it, but I'm going to do it's. I just put meditative oracle reading. I'm terrible at naming some things, but basically, what the goal here is, we'll have a conversation, and I will ask you to choose a card, yada yada yada. But just realize that this is something that we need to meditate with. This is going to be something we contemplate, we sit with, and we allow to give us inspiration to just perfect our life experience. I am not doing personal readings. I do that as a profession, so you can message me if you want to do that. But for that type of question, there's probably a better way to handle that other than a reading. But yeah, I do that as a profession. And right now I'm having a BOGO sale. You buy one, get one. So you can go in with a friend to get that if you like. But yeah, this is more of a collective reading. So we're going to work with getting into the vortex. Well, hello, Deborah. Welcome. Yeah, so I hope everyone's doing well. But yeah, let's just get into this. Let's shuffle and let's focus on what we need to know. So definitely take some time, y'all. Take some time to focus on your breathing. Take some time to focus on your heartbeat. Take some time. Take some time to just tune in with yourself, vibe with yourself. What's going on? What do I need? Call in your spirits, your guides, your gods, your allies, your ancestors. Call in all the good stuff for your highest and best. Call it in and allow yourself to tune in with, again, whatever you connect with on a spiritual level. Allow this time to be a moment where we get to co-create with one another and we share in this wonderful reading experience. So just take some time to tune in. Well, welcome, Lily. Welcome. I always love seeing your name because it reminds me of my niece. Well, hello, Rachel. Blessed be. So, yeah, it is cold, but not cold compared to some places. It's just cold for me right now. In Northern California. Okay, so, East Coast of England, Southeast Coast of England. Awesome. Hello, Samantha. Welcome. So take some time to just tune in, breathe, focus. What's going on in our lives? What do we need to really meditate upon? What kind of inspiration do we need to receive right now? Okay, go ahead and do that. Okay, so I guess I was going to do 3 cards, but I think I'm going to do 5. You've inspired me to do 5 cards. So when you're ready, go ahead and comment with the 1 or 2 numbers, the first 1 or 2 numbers that they pop into your head, 1 through 5. Go ahead and comment. Or write it down. It is your preference. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. So if you don't want to comment, then write it down and take notes. So 1 through 5, the first or 2 numbers. Louisiana, hello. Welcome. That's one thing I kind of like. I'm sad that when I was in Mississippi, I didn't get to go to New Orleans, but I can still, well, when this plague is over, hopefully that will happen. Well, Australia, awesome. So 1 through 5, one or two numbers. Go ahead and pick the numbers that pop into your mind, or the numbers that you are told to utilize, or you hear, you see, whatever your dominant like psychic trait is. Pay attention, and then those two numbers, go ahead and comment or write down whatever you prefer. And just realize the entire reading is a reading for us to meditate upon. But the cards that you choose are going to be cards that are more that you place more emphasis upon. So it helps you take a general reading and make it a little more personal, okay? So you'll meditate a little more on the cards that you choose. So go ahead and do that. 1 through 5. And always feel free to share your thoughts. Always feel free to share your thoughts, because again, this is our time together. This is our conversation. And the way you say something or what you notice may be something that other people need to receive, right? So what I say and then what you say, we co-create with that. And it's probably something that's going to be it's just better. I love it. I love the interaction. So let's do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can count 5. Y'all, I have a mess over here. So, well, happy holidays to you as well. Thank you. Yule blessings, Christmas blessings, winter solstice blessings, all the damn blessings. Whew, my brain is tired too. I just had a 3-hour astrology training, and so card one, first card that initiates our reading, our meditative experience. Everything is always working out for me. It's funny that this card comes up. Everything is always working out for me. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? So when you think of it, like when you boom, everything is always working out for me. What do I think of, or what do I feel? What comes up? So feel free to share your thoughts. So everything is always working out for me. Like, catch these hands, y'all. So nothing ever goes wrong, because every piece of contrast, no matter how wrong it seems to be, is always helping you to clarify what it is you do want. And that is the thing that we want you to remember most of all. The contrast, no matter how it looks in any moment, is contributing mightily to your expansion. The things that you call things going wrong in your life experience are actually only the distance between the things that are so right and your current perspective about them. Well. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? So everything is always working out for me. And I always feel that way. Like, I will always find a way. Everything is always working out for me. And that doesn't free me from contrast. That does not free me from challenge or really terrible experiences, or from being sad or hurt, or from crying, any of that. That doesn't liberate me from embracing those experiences, because we're on an earthly experience, where we are human here, right? And so we have those experiences, and there's nothing wrong with them. We that's part of life. But what this is saying, I do hold the belief that everything is always working out for me. And so I get to look at the things in my life, and I get to realize, like, I may not see it now. I'm going through it, right? We're going through it. I may not see it now, the blessing of it, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep working through. I have this hope that I know from experience that I have been through some really terrible things, and I've been able to look back on them and knowing that, that set me up for success. Like, I don't condone, things, but I went through it. I lived through it. I am better for it. And so I can now I'm no longer there. I can see the benefit in my story, because I lived it, as to that experience. Does that make sense? So feel blessed. I am wicked blessed, and what I truly need, I receive. Absolutely. That's actually a good perspective to have. I agree. I agree. And it's hard sometimes. It's hard to think that way. Like everything is always working out for me. Well, things are going really terrible right now. So how is that possible? Well, guess what? Everything is always working out for me. So let me dig in, let me delve deep, and let me embrace my current circumstances. Let me see, like, what do I need to experience right now? What do I need to know? What am I going through? Let me not run away from those experiences. Let me not shy away from whatever is happening. Let me embrace that. Let me revel in it. Let me enjoy, even if it's like I am going through some tough times. Let me as best as I can, let me enjoy these tough times. I know it's a little odd or uncomfortable, but let me enjoy this because I know I can get through this. So let me take full advantage of my current experience. I will appreciate this. And so I work through, right? So everything is always working out for me. So trust that even through like the challenging, the tough, the contrast, it is helping you to understand that by viewing things this way, by experiencing things this way, I am opening up to clarify. I am opening up to really fine tune and hone in on what I truly desire. And so, example, y'all, I don't know how many of you have been with me and my journey from the beginning, but for those of you who have, I've always had love in my heart. I've always had passion for what I do, but I've been toxic. I've been hurtful. I've expressed myself in very intense ways because I was passionate, and I was also hurt and defensive and all kinds of things. But I didn't want to be like that, you know. I focused on everything is always working out for me, and so I worked through these things, right? I worked through those things and I embraced that moment. I embraced the toxicity. I embraced me being who I was and learning through those really challenging moments, but still kept the mentality that everything is always working out for me. And I also kept the hope that, I want to be a better person. I want to learn to be more approachable. I want to learn to be more comforting. I want to learn to be better for myself and for other people. And so everything is always working out for me. Well, it did, and it still is. And so I processed life. I went through these contrasting experiences, and those contrasting experiences, those really negative experiences, helped me to look at life and say, I'm done with this. I really want this. By understanding the very toxic places that I created or that I was exposed to, all of it, by understanding that, I was able to really appreciate and learn to have something different. Like I experienced that, but now I realize like this is what I want. And I didn't really see that until I really delved into my own toxicity, right? Does that make sense? Pain to purpose, taking lessons from. Let's see. Also for me, let's see. Also for me, above enjoying the tough times, I try to embrace them, knowing that victory will be the more enjoyable, knowing I struggled but overcame the obstacles. Yeah, because there's some sort of like appreciation and this like accomplishment, like, you know what? I'm struggling and it's a challenge, and I don't have to love it, but I'm going to respect the process. And I don't like that I'm struggling. It's really, really disheartening, but I also realize that this is life, and so I'm going to learn from it. And I realize as well that everything is always working out for me. So it's a cycle, or it's energy that moves. There's the wheel, right? And so we're turning. There's always going to be a turning point, right? A turning point in life. And so we get to focus on things that maybe feel better. We get to focus on like, this is a current moment where I'm sad, I am hurt, I am in pain, I am in friction, I am in fear, I am in challenge. I don't feel good, and I don't have to. And I'm super negative. Like I am so negative, and I'm embracing that. I don't have to always be positive, because that's unhealthy. That is absolutely unhealthy, because there is nobody that is absolutely 100% positive. No, we all have terrible thoughts, and we all feel negative, and we all can be, you know, brats. And so it's just important that we realize there's a flow of energy, but everything is always working out for me. And it's my story, my life. And so when we appreciate wherever we are, and when we want to feel better, we learn to choose those things. We learn to find the things that we can grasp to help us feel a little better, the memories, or the words of wisdom, or just movies, like a movie that makes me feel good. Sometimes, like when we're ready to maybe pull out of a little bit of our own sorrow, we can find things that help us to feel a little better. Sometimes it's walking down memory lane and looking at pictures, but it's just those little things that we can do to feel a little better. And then we just keep choosing that, right? But trusting that, everything is always working out for me. Michelle, my heart is with you. Sorry. I hate when people say I'm sorry, but usually that's because no one knows what else to say, but my heart is with you. So, everything is always working out for me. Let's pay attention to that. Let's move on to card 2. And card 2 is my most important relationship. My most my most important relationship is with my source. Absolutely, Lily. That is the word I'm looking for, but I can't say it because I'm respecting my friend Elisa and her sale, and they don't allow swear words in, so I try not to swear as best as I can. It's so hard. So my most important relationship is with my source. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? So there is no relationship of greater importance to achieve than the relationship between you and your physical body right here and now, and the soul or source, God, from which you have come. If you tend to the relationship first and foremost, you will then and only then have the stable footing to proceed into other relationships. Your relationship with your own body, with money, with your parents, children, grandchildren, and your world will all fall easily into alignment once you tend to this fundamental relationship first. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? My most important relationship is with my source. What's going on there? That's card 2. That comes after. Everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. And then how is that accomplished? Well, my relationships. And most importantly, my relationship to source. Source, God, goddess, higher self, energy, whatever your practice is, whoever you call on. Yeah. What does that say to you? So my most important relationship is with my source. And so what is being expressed here and what we need to meditate upon is our own divinity and our connection to divinity. Do you pray? Do you pray? Do you have conversations with God, goddess, spirit? Do you have conversations? Do you respect and honor and celebrate spirit, source, God, goddess, right? Do you do that? It's a lot like the Sunday, I almost say, oh my gosh, I almost said children. Church on Sunday for the Christian, or for the person who goes to church on Sunday. It's do you do that regularly and not just on Sunday? This is something that's important. Like your connection to yourself, your higher self, your divinity is very necessary right now, especially with all the holiday stuff that's going on, with the plague stuff that's going on, with a lot of the ignorance and the hatred that's going on. It's really, really important that we connect from our source. We connect with our divinity, and we understand that, this is the most important relationship right now. Me building that connection, me building and focusing on that relationship with my source. Because when I have that firm foundation, when I have that relationship and it's working well for me, then everything else in my life is manageable. When I check in with myself and I take care of myself and I grow that connection with source, I feel connected. I feel connected. I feel empowered, and I may not understand everything, but I have the tools to utilize to find what I need, to find solutions. I may not understand everything, but when I connect with my source, when I connect with divinity, I have something that I can lean on, that I can, build upon, and I can, do better for myself in my life, right? Um, So, uh, card three, billions of us are living in perfect diversity. So, billions of us are living in perfect diversity. What does that say to you? And how does that make you feel? So, again, billions of us are living in perfect diversity. So the diversity of your planet is of tremendous value and benefit because from variety springs all new ideas and expansion. Without the diversity, there would be complacency and endedness. You are billions of people living the perfect diversity, just as you knew you would, constantly asking for improvement and thereby setting up for the next generation that improved life experience. If you understood that and no longer clamored for the one right way to live, things would go better. Things would go better for you sooner. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? And that's our core card for the reading to meditate upon. So, billions of us are living in perfect diversity. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? Yeah, what's going on there? The diversity of your planet is of tremendous value and benefit because from variety springs all new ideas. And so when we learn that, everyone being who they are, and we celebrate that, and we honor love, and we honor the different paths and beliefs and programmings and different cultures and respect, and we come from a place of love. And so we realize, like, you know what? We are just doing the best we can for ourselves, and we need to continue doing that and know that other people are doing the same, and we need to focus in on our own selves, appreciate the world around us, learn to appreciate love and appreciate differences and cultures and such, and understand that through that diversity we gain so much wisdom and insight, like all of these different types of energies intermingling, and we realize, like, oh wow, we can all come together and have this conversation, and we can create something new, right? And I don't have to tell you that you're wrong because of your views and your views and your views. But if we can hold love in our heart, and we can have this understanding that, you know what, we're all here trying to live this existence, this physical experience, and we can, if we can talk, right? We can talk and converse and communicate and respect, then we can come together and maybe find some solutions, like how to bridge that gap of miscommunication, right? Um, when the differences make us the same, we are the balance. I like that. Yeah. So billions of us are living in perfect diversity. So I really feel like, so far it's really important for us to meditate upon that, everything is okay. Everything is going to work out for me. Everything is always working out for me, my highest and best. And really what I need to focus on and meditate with is my relationship to my own divinity, my connection to source. My connection to source is a key to understanding that diversity is beautiful. Diversity is beautiful, and there's so many different ways that each of us find to get to what nourishes our own soul, because I know I'm not a Christian, but I know many Christians who love their path and who truly love their path and who truly get like nourishment from from those experiences, something that I never got, something that I just can't and won't get. It's not for me. But my path is very rewarding and nourishing to me. I don't take away from those who choose to be Christian and who get that from it. I celebrate that, because we all have to find our connection. We all have to find that and what we love. And if that's what you love, and if you hold love in your heart, who am I to say anything? I'm doing my own thing, and allow me to do so, and you do your thing. And it's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. Right? So that's card 3. Card four, I'll envision the behavior I desire to inspire. So I'll envision the behavior I desire to inspire. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? Oh my God, did you hear that? If we were a parent or anyone wanting to inspire positive behavior from another, we would do our personal vibrational work first. We would align with our source energy by envisioning the outcome we seek and by holding those involved as positive objects of our attention. We would not allow any current unwanted behavior to be the reason for our attention to them. So I'll envision the behavior I desire to inspire. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? What's going on here? I like it because it just, it's kind of like pre-paving the future. It's like, it's before you go on stage or before you do some sort of performance, it's like revving yourself up, like talking yourself up, praying, meditating, chanting, surrounding yourself with stuff that stimulates you in a really good way to pump you up for what you're about to do. It's like that, because then you're seeing the crowd, you're seeing the people that you're performing for, you're seeing the audience, you're seeing the people you're working with, you're envisioning all of this stuff working in your favor. Again, because we go back to card 1, everything is always working out for me. I can trust in source, trust in God, trust in Goddess, and appreciate the diverse energies that are manifesting in our lives, right? So I'll envision the behavior I desire to inspire is definitely expressing that, it's time to start doing that. Like, before I have a conversation, I'm going to envision the conversation that I want to have, and see everyone, even if it's a challenging one or even a good one, but I'm going to envision that experience. Like, okay, we're there, we're having this conversation. You know what? There might be some challenge and friction there, but we're also going to get into, at the end of the day, ending the conversation with good thoughts and respect and honor. Always do that. I always do that. So I'll envision the behavior I desire to inspire. What does that say to you? How does it make you feel? And so I think it's sending as well. So when we envision something, a situation that we're going into or whatever's happening, when we start to align ourselves first, right? We focus on ourselves, we ground, we center, and we match our energy to what we want to happen or what we want to match us. And so we see that experience and we envision it the way we desire, right? What we want to inspire in that situation. And we make sure we get ourselves right. So if we're about to have a conversation with someone and all we can focus on is something negative about them or how we're hurt and we want to go for their throat, that's not going to get us anywhere, because we're riled up, we're so mad. But if we can take some time to disconnect and be very discerning and detached, we can then focus on what we really love. We can focus like, you know what? I really appreciate this person. I love this person. I want to have this conversation because it is a conversation that we need to have. It is a challenging one, but I'm going to focus that they mean well. I know that they will receive this well, and we will talk through. I will not get defensive. We will be able to have a healthy conversation and work through whatever we need to work through. And if it doesn't get solved in one sitting, that's okay. So start pre-paving that stuff, and then go and have that conversation when you're ready, when you get yourself aligned. Go for that interview when you're aligned, right? Go do whatever you need to do when you are connected and aligned, and expect that really great energy to manifest, right? So that's all. Envision the behavior I desire to inspire. Ask yourself, what kind of behavior do you desire to inspire in the life of that you're living right now? What is that? And how can you meditate on that before you go take action in life? Right? So the fifth card, the card that ends and seals the reading, uh, huh, that which is like unto itself is drawn. That which is like unto itself is drawn. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? So everything that you perceive is vibration. Everything that you perceive is vibration. And the life you are living is your vibrational interpretation. So the powerful law of attraction is at the root of everything you experience. And the never changing, always accurate premise of this law is that which is like unto itself is drawn. When you give thought to something, you begin the attraction process. When you give thought to something, you begin the attraction process of the essence of that subject into your life experience. I feel like a bobblehead because I'm like reading them like this. Sorry. So again, let me reread that. When you give thought to something, you begin the attraction process of the essence of the subject into your life experience. Once you have activated a thought vibration within yourself by giving attention to the subject, the progression of expansion occurs. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? Law of attraction? Yes. Uh-huh. So once you have activated a thought vibration within yourself by giving attention to the subject, the progression of expansion occurs. What is this saying to you? How does that make you feel? I really like it. I really like it because it reminds us. It reminds us that when we focus on something, not just with thought process, but our emotions, our actions, our words, our bodies, when we focus on something, we are activating that something in our life. Not only are we activating that something in our life, we are activating that vibration. That vibration also vibrates with other things. And so as that one thing is activated, it is also, talking to all the other things that are of like energy. And it's bringing that to, you like that? It's bringing that to the core experience. And so we must be very aware. Like, what am I thinking about? What am I focused upon? And not in a fear factor way or scare way, just an awareness. Like, what am I currently focused on? What am I currently invested in? What am I currently doing? Where are my actions? Where are my thoughts? Where's my heart, my emotions? Where is all of that in my life right now? Let me pay attention to that. And how can I see that manifesting? And so what do I really want in life? Like, what do I want? Right? What do I want? But before we start asking ourselves, what do we want? Because again, this is the end card. Let's look at all of the other cards that have come before. And so we realize that, okay, before I start this point of attraction, where attention goes, energy flows. Yes, I like that. I like it. Yep. So let's go back. Before we start, we manifest or start focusing, let's get ourselves into alignment. How do we do that? Well, let's look at the first card. Everything is always working out for me. Let's always realize, everything is always working out for me. Let's hold this into our hearts and know this. Like, everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to work out. That doesn't mean things aren't going to be challenging. That doesn't mean it's not going to be hard or hurtful. It just means everything is going to work out for me. I trust that we will get through this. And so when we understand that, you know what, I'm going to be taken care of. I'm going to be taken care of and I'm going to be okay. I have what I desire. I have what I need and I have so much more. And this is a great thing. And so everything is always working out for me. Okay, cool. Got that. And then what's the next step? My most important relationship is with my source. Okay, before I decide what I want to focus upon and manifest, everything's working out for me, and then let me get in contact, in alignment with my own divinity, who I communicate with as God or goddess or spirit. Let me build that relationship. When I can tap into the understanding that everything is working out for me, and then I reach out to divinity and I'm in that spiritual place that I feel connected and provided for and really healthy and really good, right? And then what's the next step? Billions of us are living in perfect diversity. I can appreciate the realities that other people are creating for themselves. I can appreciate what other people have, but that's not me. I need to focus on what I love in my life. And so I appreciate what others choose for themselves, but what do I really want to choose for myself? I get to look at the beauty that people are creating for themselves, diversity. Like, oh, that's beautiful, that's beautiful, that's beautiful. Okay, cool. Let me take inspiration from that. What do I really want for me in my life? And this is the trick. Let's not get stuck. Well, they have that and I love that, but I wouldn't do it that way. Don't go down that pathway. What would you do? I love that, and this is what I would do with it. If it was mine, I would work here, or I would invest in this, or I would have this color because it makes me feel really good. Does that make sense? And so billions of us are living in perfect diversity. We realize it's important for us to meditate on what we appreciate. Do you hear the train? Sorry. It's I don't know if you can hear that. It's really important I was in a flow too. It's really important for us to appreciate the diversity of others and what they're creating, but realize we always have to bring it back to us. So everything is working out for us. You know, our connection to divinity, our co-creative process is wonderful. And then what would I do? You know, what would I do? How would I want my house? How would I want if you love someone else's house, great, honor them, respect them, love their diverse nature. And then, well, I would love a house like this, but this is how I would do it. Don't focus on the negative aspect, or like, I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't like that. Focus on, like, I like this type of style, and this is what I would do for me. You know, focus on that, and then I'll envision the behavior I desire to inspire. Before you start to attract, start to think about how you want to experience life. You know, again, what do you want to bring forth, and then start, what does that person feel like? So I want this massive house. Why do I want this house? Because, you know, I've always wanted a big house. I want to entertain when the plague's over. I want a big house because I like space and I want to be able to decorate it, and I love the feeling of the home. You know, that's where I work, so I want a bigger workspace. I want this or that. Just understand why you want it, and tap into that, how it makes you feel. It makes me feel really good. It makes me feel really good and really loved, and I love being able to open my home to those that need it. You know, and think of things like that. Prepave that which is like unto itself is drawn. And then when you get all of those things off your checklist, boom, focus your attention on what you really want. Focus your attention on activating the emotions, the experiences, the programming that you want to invest in, that will invest into you as well. Does that make sense? Let me know. But yeah, that's kind of what's being expressed here today in our meditative reading, is to really it's really getting ourselves into alignment with what we really want and how we really want to experience life, what kind of emotions and things that we want to embrace and surround ourselves with, so we can, you know, have the best life forward for us. So I think that's really important to acknowledge that before you start activating different things by giving them your attention, get into alignment. Because sometimes we think we want something, like, ooh, I want that. And then we're like, no, that was just a surface thing. That was just like a projection. I picked up on the hype around me, and I'm like, I don't really want it. So get into alignment with yourself. How do you feel? What do you really want? Think it. Think it. Oh my God. Think about it before you make it happen. You know, think about it and appreciate it, because sometimes, like, a lot of people, you'll get something and then everyone's like, I want that, I want that, I want that. But they don't really want it. They just want it because you have it. Or, you know, roles are reversed. You want it because they have it. You don't really want it. Don't do that. That's just appreciate the diversity, appreciate the options that people have, and what they, you know, what they want for themselves. But if it's not in your true nature, if it's not what you really want, don't invest into it. Okay. So I really appreciate this reading. If you guys have any questions, or if y'all have any questions about anything we've discussed, feel free to comment. Let me know. I have a little time before we head out. But yeah, I really enjoyed this reading. So let me know what you thought about it. And if you're watching a recording, welcome. Feel free to share your thoughts as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your time and space with me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. I love doing this. And go check out my friend Elisa of Elisa Soul Kisses. She's having her crystal sale, but she has much more than crystals, oils, kits, all kinds of stuff. So check out her sale in the description, as well my book, The Deviant Grimoire, where I do talk about like cursing, I talk about healing, love, all kinds of stuff. This is a final round, the final go. So go check it out. You can pre-order it now. Pre-orders end on January 9th. After January 9th, you'll not be able to get it ever again. I just did it one final round for the people who missed it the last time, and then I get to lay it to rest. If you enjoyed this content, please consider supporting my work. You know, you can gift me something on Amazon wishlist, which helps me get more decks to help to bring to you, or tip via PayPal, or just interact with me. That really helps. Like, you don't have to feel called, like feel pressured into supporting like with a gift or with money or anything like that, because commenting, sharing my stuff, that helps so much as well. That really does, because it keeps with all the dang algorithms. It helps pages and small businesses like me to stay relevant. So yeah, thank you so much, y'all. And again, one more thing. If you have pre-ordered the Deviant Grimoire, I have a separate group set up for it to keep you informed on the shipping process and all of that. So make sure it's Becoming a Deviant Witch. So check that out. I'll post a link later for it as well. Thank you so much, y'all. I had fun, and always feel free to reach out if you have a special request for a future video. Let me know. I can't ever just say goodbye. So, blessed be.